Hello, welcome back to the Bar Gym Reviews. Today, I want to start with a huge thank you for getting the channel to 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate every single one of you watching, liking, commenting, and supporting the channel in all the ways that you do. And to celebrate this milestone, I wanted to do kind of a special video, and it's kind of hard to do nowadays. I've seen these before, but that was a long time ago. So I'm going to walk you through on how to build a complete home gym with pretty much every essential you need for approximately $1,000. That includes a power rack, barbell, plates, flooring, some accessories, and even a bench. So make sure you stick around throughout the whole video to get the entire picture of what that entire gym looks like. Now, full disclosure on this one, I don't currently have any of this gear in my gym, but I have done extensive research and tried to look for the best budget options based on expandability and a little bit on quality, and of course, price. So whether you're starting out fresh, you're building your first home gym, maybe you're, I've been in college before, I've done it, right? I've been broke. So maybe this is for you. This is something where maybe you can just get started with one of these ideas, right? Maybe the bench looks serviceable and you buy the bench, right? Or maybe you just want a barbell and plates right now, and these are the economic options for you. So make sure you stick around to watch the entire video, and let's get into it. All right, so the foundation to any solid home gym is obviously going to be the power rack. And for this build, I'm kind of recommend the Rep PR 1100, which costs $399.99 and offers a pretty sturdy frame, and it can handle obviously everything that you need to in a power rack, right? One of the main reasons that I picked the Rep PR 1100 is because it has some attachment options. So later on in the future, you can, when you get a little bit more money, you can add to it. So it is a little bit of expandable. It also has some storage on the back for your storage plates. So you're getting safety, you're getting storage and functionality all in one. It has plenty of height for pull-ups. Obviously, it's not ideal on the size, and it's not ideal on the sizing of the tubing, and you're going to be limited to the few attachments that it does give you on Rep's website. But to be honest, if we're talking budget here, this does everything that you have to do, right, with a power rack. So just make sure you measure your space, make sure you measure for ceiling clearance, and you have enough space flooring-wise to make sure you have that. So again, I think this is a decently reliable rack. It's from a reliable company, so I think this is a great pick for our budget option to keep us under 1,000. So we're sitting at 400. All right, so next up, we're going to talk barbell. So based on the research, this is nothing that I have in my gym, but the CAP OB-86B, so the Olympic bar, I think it's just one of the best options. The CAP has great options for budgetary restraints. So we're looking at $144. It's solid, versatile bar. It's an Olympic bar, right? So it kind of does everything that you kind of need to do. The knurling seems to strike, looking at the comments, a nice balance between firm enough to grip. So it's not super aggressive, but knurling nonetheless. But you can realistically, you need a barbell to be able to do the basics, right? Squat, deadlift, bench, overhead press. And with your power rack, you can do all of that, right? So simple maintenance. Just remember, if you're going to buy a cheap barbell, make sure you're oiling your sleeves to keep things smooth. But for the price at $144, it seems like an incredible value. All right, next we're going to talk plates. I'm going to recommend the 260-pound set. Again, CAP here, so the CAP bumper plate set. They are currently priced at $214, and bumper plates are great because they're a little bit quieter typically than iron plates, and they provide a little bit of floor protection just in case you can't get the flooring. So 260-pound set gives you enough weight to progress steadily, and if you pair that with a 45-pound bar, we're talking over 300 pounds of weight there, right? So a pretty serious lifter can do 300 pounds and get a great workout. So make sure you check the diameter and sleeve capability. If you have a different barbell, it is Olympic size, it claims. I did see some comments where it said it was a little snug, so maybe they returned them. But at the end of the day here, we're looking at weight, right? Weight is weight. It loaded on the bar, get lifting, right? Another solid option. Now, this totally dependent on your area, totally dependent on maybe how stingy or cheap people are. But definitely hit up Facebook Marketplace, hit up the Craigslist, hit up those, those other places to look for secondhand weights. And sometimes you'd be surprised you can strike a really great deal. All right, so next we're going to talk about flooring. Flooring is typically overlooked, especially by new gym owners. So, based on the research, there's no surprise here, horse stall mats, right? So, go to Tractor Supply, pick up some horse stall mats, $50 a piece or approximately $50 a piece depending on your area. I'm going to go for 2 here, and being 4x6, we can get a nice like 8x12 area now, and those mats cover a decent amount of work area, so you can squat, you can deadlift, and you can even lift a little bit outside your rack that I've given here in that Rep PR 1100. They're durable, easy to clean. You can cut them to fit your space if you have an even limited space. Pro tip, it's not in the budget here, but get some black Gorilla tape, tape the seams. It kind of keeps them together. So especially if you're in an apartment, shared space, you don't own the place, this is a great option because you could always pick them up later, move them. However, they are 100 pounds each, so they're a little bit difficult to move. But, the goat of flooring, also the most economical, so horse stall mats. All right, next, let's talk about a bench. So I'm going to go with the Rep flat bench or the FB3000, and it runs at $150. Now, I know it's not adjustable, but we're looking at a well-built bench that's capable of handling really heavy loads. So you could still bench on it. You can still do flies on it. You still do plenty of works. You can use it to stabilize, step ups. There's a lot of things you can do here. So what makes it stands out for me is, the company itself, Rep. Great company, pretty reliable. If there's ever an issue, you're going to be able to, get refund or get reimbursed or fixed, right? So it is a rare price for $150. I think it's a great quality bench. There are some other benches you could probably look at in that $150 range on Amazon, like Flybird, stuff like that. But overall, I'm looking for a little bit of quality in here. I just think that the Rep FB3000 is a great flat bench, only at $150. All right, and to round out the setup here, I'm going to give you a really cheap, and you can almost have an entire gym just with this accessory. That's going to be resistance bands. So you can find a solid set on Amazon for like $30 or $40. I found one for $30 on here. They're perfect for warming up. They're great for mobility. They're great to assist your exercises as well, add variety in your training, and they're really lightweight, easy to store. Easy to hang up and kind of keep them out of the way. So with resistance bands, you can do an entire full body workout. I've seen it all over YouTube just with resistance bands. And if you get varying levels, then you can challenge different muscle groups. And of course, if you just add a little bit of volume, that will obviously add to your training. So for me, a great accessory and a very cheap accessory to our $1,000 build here is going to be resistance bands. All right, so that's going to be the full build. Versatile, quality, for just about $1,000. So here's the full price breakdown for you. So we got the Rep PR 1100 for $400. We got the Cap OB-86B Barbell for $144. We have some Cap bumper plates, 260 pounds worth for $214. We have our 2 horse stall mats for our flooring. We have $30 resistance bands. And then we have our Rep flat bench 3000 or the FB 3000 for $150. So you total that all up, and it's going to bring our total to, as of today, $1,038. So just slightly over $1,000. So we kind of made it an approximation, and in this economy, that's pretty impressive, to be honest. But $1,038 or $1,000 is well worth it for the setup. That will last and grow with you, and you can always expand. Even though I don't have all this gear in my house, I've carefully researched and picked it based on customer reviews, brand reputation, and then I believe that price to performance ratio that's out there. So again, thank you so much for getting us to 1,000 subscribers here at the Bar Gym Reviews. It means a lot. I'm excited to keep growing, sharing honest gym review content with you guys. And if you found the video useful, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's about 87% of you that haven't that watch my videos. Drop a comment. Tell me what gear that you would add for 1,000. And honestly, I kind of want this to keep going, right? 2,000 subscribers, 5,000, 10,000, wherever it takes us. Give us the budget, right? So until next time, make sure that you lift heavy and kind of chase your dreams like I am here. And we're just going to keep chugging along here at the Bar Gym Reviews. See you guys next time.